What is up, YouTube? I'm back here with another video, and today you'll notice that I'm actually in the 4Runner for a start. As some of you may know, I've owned this thing for a few months now, and I don't have many complaints about it. It always starts, it's never left me stranded. Things haven't really started to break, knock on wood, but I love this thing. It's amazing. One of my biggest gripes is the fact that it just sucks down gas, but you kind of get that with the V8. At least it's reliable. Other than the gas, one of my biggest complaints with the car is the blind spots. They're pretty big. So big, in fact. They're actually so big that I've needed to invest in blind spot mirrors. And as 4th gen owners know, there's really no way of going about this. You can either install those mirrors or get the really fancy ones like the 5th gens have with they have a little cutout in the corner for a blind spot mirror. The problem with me investing in that is the car is already long to begin with. Now, I have the addition of this back rack. My mom got this for me for helping her out with her car. I did spark plugs on her X3M, so now I genuinely can't see in the back. But today, to help mitigate that from happening in the future, I've actually bought a backup camera off of Amazon. It has some decent reviews, and it was cheap enough. It's free insurance. I have some T-taps too to help me, and we will be installing this today. Just to go through what the dash cam comes with, if you're interested in doing this install. Got the actual camera itself. Supposedly it records in 1080p. We'll see. It's also got night vision, and I mean, from the looks of it, it looks decent quality. Next is the actual harness. So this is the harness that will actually be routed throughout the car. You have your 2 RCAs and you have your trigger cables. And then I believe this would be for if you were to connect this to the battery or something, I don't know. And then you have the actual plate frame bracket, which we will be installing the camera onto. So I got it installed. All you need to do to take it off of this bracket is there's 2 screws on the sides that are located on each side. And then to mount it to the license plate bracket, you actually have 2 little screws that just screw in the back. Then you have the wire, and it's not going to be the cleanest, obviously. I just hope this works. I've never had a car with a backup camera, and this is going to be really cool and really helpful. Before we get started on the actual install, I'd like to give credit where credit is due. I am following Provo Beast Audio Installations YouTube video on what I believe to be his personal 4th gen 4Runner, and I'll leave that video down in the comments below because that'll be a lot more in depth than mine. As you can see, I've taken the liberty to take the license plate off, but there's a lot more we have to take off. We have to get access to this trim panel, which is held in place with, I believe, 4 nuts on the inside of the tailgate. And to get access to that, we pop the panel off of the inside, and everything is just right there. It's hollow. This is the panel I was talking about. It's hollow up underneath here. There is a singular screw for this grab handle and a bunch of friction clips. So what we're gonna do is the backup camera is gonna get mounted here, and the wire is gonna get routed up and underneath this trim panel, up through here, down this pillar, through this wire grommet. This is disgusting. I'll clean that. Down the D pillar, I believe, out into this little panel, and we'll just tap it into the taillight. So what we gotta do is take off the humidity shield and get access to, there's 2 of the nuts. There should be 1 more over here and then 1 somewhere over here. I got all 4 of the nuts off, but I forgot about these 2 that hold the trunk lock in place. So I got a screwdriver right here just to prevent the trunk from closing. So of course I don't have the right tools for this, so we're gonna try and make this work. He uses a pick. I don't have a pick, so I just used an Allen key. So now what I can do is I'm going to lock it up just so I can get a rough idea of how much wire I need. And if I just pop this back in place. So here's what it looks like installed. We'll obviously aim the camera when it comes to that, but pretty seamless and looks pretty good. I've already gone ahead and taken out the tailgate electronics, but next we have to take the grommet off right there so that we can route the wires through here and all the way down to the taillight. There's that. So because this is a 4Runner, it has the retractable windows. So I went ahead and routed the wires along the factory harness. And now I have this. Hopefully it works, because if not, I'm kind of screwed. We are going to fish this up or down, I don't know yet, but fish it up, tape the actual wire loom to it, and then fish it through the pillar. But again, because the window goes down, there is a window track up in here, and I have to make sure that the wire gets tucked and followed along that all the way down. So I got the tailgate all resealed, ignore all the duct tape. Eventually I'll replace this. I have the tailgate electronics plugged back in and bolted back in because I was able to get the wires routed. Plug in this extension cable, which is what will run to the front, through here, down through here, down the D pillar, out here, and we're gonna tap into the reverse light, and then it's gonna run all the way along to the radio. Got the wire routed through. Going to re-plug this in. So what I can do now is, so there's an opening in the actual roof for the wires to route through. That through. And then plug that, and then due to discrepancies, my kit's a little different than his, and my power and ground cable for the camera didn't reach down to the plug box for the taillights, so I just added some wires. I only had black on hand. So it is what it is, but just tuck it up along here. Oh. So as you can see, there's 4 different wires because the tail light gets 1 plug. So you have the red with yellow stripe and the, if I can get it, white with black stripe. Red with yellow is the reverse light. white with black stripe is the ground. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the power wires, and I'm gonna use some T-taps and tap these into their respective plugs. What you gotta do is you gotta take it, place it over the wire, so there it is, it's now tapped. Now what you do, take a spade, you put it on to the wire, feed it into the spade. There should be a crimp in here also. And then it just apparently plugs in like that. And now you have a successful T. So I'll do this with the other wire, and I will be back. Got both T's in. Gonna plug this back in, and then we are good to route the wire up to the front. There we go. I got the kick panel off. I'm gonna route the wire up over this knee bar for the airbag and up underneath the radio. And after that, basically just disassemble the radio. I'll do that off camera. I will circle back when everything is pulled out. I went ahead and routed the wire up, and I disassembled the center console and the radio surround to get access to the back. And I spliced in the reverse trigger wire from the backup camera wire to the reverse wire in the back of my radio. And I have a JVC, so I have multiple camera inputs. I have a front view camera, I have a rear view camera, and then I have a video out. I'm not sure what that's for, but not important. So I hooked it up, and now let's see if it works. There is a way to program it so that it kicks on when the car is in reverse, as in it shows the video. I need to figure that out still, but all right, let's see if it worked. Boom. All right, so I will figure out how to get this to turn on when the car is put into reverse, and I will report back. So I wasn't quite able to figure out how to get the reverse camera to turn on when the car is put in reverse. So it is what it is. I'm sure I'll figure it out at some later point. But the camera was also upside down, so I had to take it off. But when I went in and turned on the parking lines, I didn't realize that the camera came with parking lines. And to get rid of those, you have to cut a wire, so I had to pull everything out, put it back in. But I went ahead and calibrated what I think should be the parking lines for the 4Runner. They might be a little off. I'll deal with it later. But yeah, I mean, pretty smooth install. And yeah, we're all good. So yeah, that's it for this video. I wanted to give you all a little update on the Ully situation. So, as some may know, I am up in school for the summer. Not really my decision, things happen oh well. But there is some light to this situation. Today is Saturday, the Memorial Day is Monday, it is Saturday. Next weekend, I actually have to go back home. Next weekend is also when my lease starts on a house with a garage. So, put two and two together. I'm going back home, I'm getting Ully, she's coming up here. But because I'm in school, there's Content's not going to be very quick. I do have a date that I want the car to be done. Not sure if I'm going to get to that, but I'll try and keep uploads with Ully consistent. But side projects with the 4Runner will be a lot more common because it's all super cheap. So I have a few videos cooking for that. I have a long list of stuff I want to do, and realistically, I'll just record all of it. So if you guys are interested in either of those, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned because big things are coming. I will catch you in the next video. Peace!